Okay, can everyone hear me and see the presentation?
Loud and clear.
Yes, okay, so let's begin. First of all, I want to introduce myself. Those of you who have attended our webinars before are quite familiar with our Chief Operating Officer, Oleg Gischuk, but he had to rush to an event today, so I'm going to cover. I hope you don't mind. My name is Bogdan Solonko. I'm Business Development Manager here at SDC Verifier. Some of you already know me as well. So yeah, I'm here with the team for past 18 months. I'm also joined today by Petronek, who is our marketing officer. He will be helping with organizational matters question, and as well our development team lead, Bogdan Melnik, here for any technical tricky question that you might have. So let's begin with the agenda for today. We will start with general quick introduction to refresh your knowledge about SDC Verifier workflow and also to briefly introduce it to those who are attending the webinar for the first time. The main topic of today's webinar, which is we are really excited about, is announcement and release of our product for FEA simulation analysis and standards verification that was in development for some time and is now publicly available thanks to immense effort from our team. Nevertheless, we are still more than committed to development of our products for ANSYS, FEMAP, and SimCenter 3D. So all the new functionality will be available across the platform. Among the other updates, we will talk about predefined load combinations. We have been asked for this update for some time, and now for a few standards, it's only possible to create load combinations, but to create them automatically according to certain standards. Regarding the weld recognition, this is a second huge update for existing software, which was also in great demand. More and more professionals are modeling with the solid elements, so we have added such an option for you. Naturally, you are aware that we have quite an extensive library of structural checks, and of course, we are trying as much as possible to add new standards, also according to the demands of our customers. A new version of AISC 260 of 2022 is available. Both checks according to FODI 2230, which is widely used in number of industries and also considered to be one of the most important standards in this category. Moreover, we have added EN 30001 weld strength checks, which we considered, this basically EN 30001 we consider this as the most popular and essential standards for structural verification of cranes. We already have static strength, and fatigue checks in our library, so now the weld strength is also added. Hotspot stress are now available in all fatigue-related standards, and Rainflow counting is also available not only as separate tool as it was before, but also within the checks. It's important to notice that both hotspot stress and Rainflow counting are available in enterprise version of the software. For those who are new to our webinars, I'll briefly introduce the company. So SDC Verifier stands for Structural Design Code Verifier. We are on the market for more than 20 years worth consultancy and also the software since 2009. And as you know, before that, we were mainly working with ANSYS, FEMAP, and SimCenter. I'm pretty sure a lot of you have already seen this diagram of our workflow, and we are proudly can say that now, in addition to ANSYS, FEMAP, and SimCenter, we will also work independently, but we will talk about that later. So yeah, as you know, basically SDC Verifier is a powerful extension to ANSYS and Siemens products such as FEMA and SimCenter 3D, and also now independent models to perform structural verification according to rules and regulations directly on FEA model. So we do all necessary pre and post-processing actions to verify your model against the rule and standards of various industries. First of all, we connect to your FEA model. We do not want to reinvent the FEA. I believe that, the FEA software that we have on the market is advanced and suits the needs of majority of the customers. And therefore, we evaluate the result of your FEA software. At the first step of workflow, you build your FEA model in your FEA software by importing geometry, building new geometry, meshing it, doing the analysis. So a model is sold in ANSYS or Siemens environment, and SDC is post-processing the result. In the second step, we are combining the loads because multiple loading conditions have to be evaluated. So we need to define the number of cycles, or we need to define the safety factors, coefficients, etc. So we can combine as many load combinations as necessary to perform the verification of standards. And afterward, you can check the result of every individual load or combination or envelope set and present those results. The third step is the recognition of structural members, and this is what helps us to do the checks directly in FEA program, because your model is consists of millions of finite elements, and we have to define them. So, for example, we need to define the weld for fatigue or weld checks, or plates for plate buckling. That's what we are doing, and it's possible to recognize them as just one click, just pressing find button. The next step is checks. You know that we have a lot of checks in our library: FKM, DVS, Eurocodes, ISO, DNV, ASME, ABS, FODI now as well. And it's also possible to add your custom checks, which are not in the library. And also one of the last but not least step in this workflow is automatic documentation. We can build template-based reports with all information about the model, how is it built, how it behaves, what is the calculation procedure, what are the results, and so on. And also in enterprise level of our software, we have structural optimization based on code checking results. So yeah, let's keep going. We have received numerous requests from the industry professional regarding the availability of the product that works independently. There are also various industry who need certification, validation, verification too, but they have not performed simulation before or have been doing it on let's say so entry level. Since today, SDC Verifier have its own graphical interface. Now it's possible to import the geometry, import the drawings, import the models, create and edit the geometry, create the mesh, perform the calculation with the help of Nastron, and present everything with own graphical interface. All functionality of SDC Verifier, and I believe that's very important to stress, was transferred to this new product, which is now enhanced by graphical interface, and SDC Verifier becomes more flexible for existing and potential customers too. For those who are already excited by the new product, please remain until the end of the webinar. We have a special bonus for you, obviously. So let's talk more about the interface itself. As I already mentioned, it's possible to import the drawings, the geometry, or create the geometry. You can see that on the tab called Geometry, there is an option to create points, lines, surfaces, solids, copy and modify, remove, save. So basically perform any geometry related manipulation. It's also possible to import the geometry, simplify the geometry that was already imported, and perform all the necessary pre-processing for your simulation. During the next step, SDC Verifier allows quick and intuitive meshing. We allow creating meshing through the toolbox as usual, within the few clicks, as we as we're trying to do to minimize the number of clicks you have to do to simplify the routine, to enhance the procedures. At the same time, we have a lot of options for creating the geometry and meshing with predefined characteristics. Option to mesh the line, surfaces, solids. There are a lot of options to edit existing mesh, automatic remeshing, changing the mesh size, updating the elements, and so on. A functionality to create property materials and letting the physical setting the physical characteristic for your calculation is also available. So let's move to the next slide. It's regarding the analysis itself. Obviously, we are not reinventing the finite element analysis. We are, a bit too late to do that, as we are using already proven and reliable solutions. And in this case, we have partnered with Siemens, and new SDC Verifier product is powered by SimCenter Nastran. It's being developed for a long time, proved to be reliable and one of the most used solvers in the entire world. I believe many of you are familiar with the capabilities and use it in your daily practice. It's also possible to import files with Nastran calculation, or to save the files with the results and later use them for the presentation of general FA results and for structural verification according to standards. Results. Since we have our own graphical interface, we are able not only to present the code checking results, but also the results of, let's say, classic finite element analysis. The model could be rotated, all parameters could be set such as you can see on the picture, the background, the colors, the legend, step, and save it to use as a picture in the report with, under the different angles that you require. New product also have all the existing functionality of SDC Verifier, as I previously mentioned, all pre- and post-processing tools. It's possible to create the loads, combine the loads, define the structural members, the full library of SDC Verifier standards, which is now more than around 35 checks is available. Optimization, documentation, reporting is at your disposal too. All the products will be supported and developed simultaneously. So let's now move to discussing the new function for the announced products and for our FEA software as well. First and foremost, we continue supporting the latest version of FEMA, ANSYS, and SimCenter. The detailed information about all the supported versions could be checked on our website. But the most important that for those who already updated their FEA software to the latest version, we are supporting this version since today. As always, after major releases. Predefined load combinations. That's our next topic. I already mentioned that we have been asked a lot of time whether the SDC Verifier, whether the SDC Verifier automatically create the loads combination in accordance with certain standards. This is not a simple task, as there are different ways for one to model. Professionals are creating different load groups, so it's not easy to automate something that is flexible during the creation phase. Nevertheless, we have given it a try and have added a few standards such as EN 3001 that is mostly used for fatigue and in the crane industry, and Eurocode as well. We have created an interface that allows to select the category for the load, which is the body load, gravity load, test load, operational load, environment load. The factor will be automatically pulled up, but also could be added manually by the user. And then after clicking the preview button, you can see the metrics on the right bottom of my slide. You can see the metrics of lot combination, which is created automatically. And then you click OK if the checkbox create load combination is active. The load set for the center students would be created automatically. It's possible to edit them and have full control over it with just a few clicks. Solid Welds recognition. This is a very important topic, and this is the next big feature that was highly anticipated by lots of our customers and a lot of users who were interested in SDC Verifier. And we, of course, wanted to implement this for a long time. And now, thanks to the efforts from our team, it's ready. Of course, the interface is basically the same as for weld finder of different other type of welds. So the only things you have to do to recognize the welds on the solid elements is to press find, and they will be displayed in the same window of Weld Finder. As you can see on the example here, we have a nice model built from solid elements. When we press find button, as you see Verifier, the welds are defined. All elements that should be defined as welds are selected and separated into different groups. Stresses are reoriented in the direction of the welds, and this could be used for the code checking later on. A little bit more of detailization in this case. You can see the different parts which should have welded connections. SDC Verifier automatically defined these welded connections and reoriented the stresses. Same applies to this part where different details made from different materials are connected and elements are automatically recognized and defined as welds. So moving on to the new and updated standards. In this version, we have added 3 standards. We are trying to add as much as possible, even though we understand that it's not physically possible to add all the standards that required by our customers and potential users. So we always encourage you to use custom checks as well, which could be a quicker and easier way to implement the standard that you urgently need to follow in your routine. So we have updated AISC 360. The new specification for structural steel building are active as of August 1st, 2022. Both LRFD and WSD methods are available. The window of the standards remains similar to the previous one. You can see all the parameters. You can use API to ARP for tubular members, and the difference is quite significant in between the standards. We are about to release an article comparing the result between old versions of AISC and AISC of this new iteration. ODI 2230 is also the check that was highly anticipated, and we received numerous requests regarding this. It's a popular and important standard for checking bolted connections. It's quite extensive in terms of characteristic of the bolt itself. We have implemented part 1 from 2015, which is the latest one as far as we are concerned. A lot of parameters in this standard depends on the size of the bolt itself. So we created the separate characteristics to set the parameters of the bolt or to take them out from the library. After that, it is possible to choose a selection for particular bolts and check the bolted connection for the actual strength, shear strength, slip resistance, for example, and highlight which bolts could fail based on plots and tables. Let's move on to EN 30001 weld strength 2018. This is the most popular standards for lifting appliance. And as I already mentioned, and you already aware, we have fatigue and static strand available. So it was only logical to add weld strand 2, since we have a lot of requests from our customers for adding this as well. This standard is quite simple. You can select all the welds you'd like to check. We check the welded connection according to the rule, to the rules of section 534. The only factor you need to set is factor gamma m, and make sure that yield and tensile strength for materials are set as well. Then, after clicking OK, the checks will be performed. Now we are moving on to the updates that are, they are specifically designed for enterprise version of the software. As you know, we have professional version of the software, which includes all basic features of SDC Verifier, and also enterprise version includes design optimization, open API, hotspot stress, and rainflow counting. You already know that we had this interface for hotspot stresses, and now it's possible to set the reference formulas for hotspot stresses for the weld parts. There is a possibility to check the mesh compatibility, enhance the mesh if needed. With this release, hotspot stresses are added to all fatigue-related standards in our library. So there's DIN, DNV, DVS, EN 13001 fatigue, Eurocode 3 fatigue, FEM, FKM 5th, and FKM 6th version as well. Regarding the rainflow counting, you know that we have this functionality to set the number of cycles according to rainflow counting method. Now the rainflow counting summation fatigue check is available in our library for enterprise users and could be added to your verification routine. As always, some bugs were fixed and performance were improved. So we added the coordinate system for model information, material summary for FEMAP and SimCenter, property summary for FEMAP and SimCenter, material and property items in report, updated UI for embedded mode in FEMAP, corrected the calculation logic for load groups, new functionalities and edits for map shapes. We speed up reading the result for fatigue and load groups, and also corrected the errors with some error that have occurred with plots and report as well. So, as I already mentioned at the beginning, since the new product is already released, we will be more than happy to provide all participants of this webinar with a 3 months free license, so you can test it to see if it fits your needs. I do believe the best option for this would be, if you'd like to receive your 3 months license, just you can, I don't know, you can put a plus, for example, in the chat, and we will send you license today or tomorrow, and and you will have an opportunity to try it, to compare and see how it works, and it's also really important for us to gather a feedback from you, because as you understand, the software is completely new, so and we build our products on feedback mostly from our users. So this would be as appreciated as ever. And also, for this presentation, it's all. Petro, do we have any questions?
1 minute. I will look on the chat and Q&A section, and in that moment, if you have any questions, just type in the chat box. Moment. Yeah. What is the major difference between SDC Verifier for ANSYS FEMA SimCenter 3D and the new SDC Verifier product?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's it.
It's
Yeah,
one,
that's
and
mm-hmm.
another question is about prices. What
Mm-hmm.
what are the prices for the
Price of
product?
a new product. Okay. So yeah, thanks for the question. This was yeah, obviously great questions, and yeah, the major difference is if we look at FA programs such as ANSYS, FEMA, and SimCenter, they are much more extensive with a lot of different function that is not always required by the user. So SDC Verifier, the new product, allows creation of simple model from 1D, 2D elements, and if needed from D elements as well, to quickly and easily solve simulation tests with further checks according to standards. So with this product, we are trying to create a product for entry-level simulation and code checking, let's say so. This could be a great option, for example, for civil engineering, machinery, for professionals who are only starting to develop in this direction. But if your problem become a bit more complicated, it's still possible to export the model and continue in extensive FA program. So basically, SDC Verifier new product is not a replacement for the product that we already have that works with ANSYS, FEMAP, and SimCenter 3D. It's more of a new opportunity for users who need something more simplified and who are starting to work with simulation design and verification according to standards. Regarding the prices, yeah, I mostly encourage you to take the opportunity and use the SDC Verifier and test it, and I will be more than glad to provide you with official quotation at some point during this 3 months. But I can, yeah, rest assured that the prices are more than competitive, so they are not above the market price. We are, quite reasonable as always, and we are always flexible with our options. Do we have any other questions, Petra?
I don't see any, but not yet.
Not yet. So okay. Also, one thing that we have to announce is for the next starting from October, and it's also dedicated mostly to our new products. Feel free to save the dates. It's October 12th, October 19th, 5th of November, and 9th of November. We'll have this month of webinars to help users get acquainted with the new product. And we will dive deep into the functionality, how it works, and so on. So we will start with modeling with SDC Verifier, then solving FEA models with SDC Verifier and SimCenter Nastran. Then we move on to structural checks according to standards with SDC Verifier, and the last session will be focused on engineering results, presentation, and reporting with SDC Verifier as well. So, dear colleagues, if you have any further question, please feel free. If you want to unmute yourself, we have our technical development lead here as well. So if you have any technical questions or any business-related questions, feel free to unmute yourself if you want to, and ask a question.
Hello.
Hello.
May I ask one question?
Yes, of course.
This SDC Verifier compatibility with ANSYS?
Yes.
The question is, does it depend on way how the model is imported into the ANSYS? I mean, the file format, STP or EGIS. I mean, the functionality of SDC Verifier.
The functionality is basically depends on, we read your model. So basically, it is also sometimes important to mention that you need to have an ANSYS workbench. We don't work with ANSYS Classic, for example. We had these questions from time to time, but yeah, basically we have this special partnership with ANSYS as well. So we connect to ANSYS with a special plugin that we have, and we can read everything that is in your mechanical.
So, for instance, if we get the model created in some CAD programs and we import it as a STP file, so the SDC Verifier remains still robust with this functionality.
Bogdan Melnik, is this? Can you please confirm if this is correct?
I'm not sure. Do you mean about the not the plugin, but for the
no,
importing?
I think if you created model in a third-party software,
Yes.
and import it to ANSYS as a step file, as I correctly understand you.
Yes.
But you will still need to have some I know external data. It's called in Workbench.
I see one more question in a chat box. It's about load combination. Is it possible to make combinations from the results of different solutions? Loads, constraints.
It's
Bogdan Melnik.
Bogdan, if you are here.
To be honest, I haven't tried, but I do believe there was job of jobs. It should be possible because we have a job of jobs functionality, which is actually taking the loads from different jobs. So it should be possible.
Thank you, Bogdan.
Once more, have you been using SDC Verifier with FEMAP? Recently purchased a SimSensor 3D. Do we need to buy a new license to use SDC Verifier with this also?
Yes, here this is our separate licenses because this is a different product. But I think first of all you should give it a try and see how it works for you, and then just to let us know, and we will find a solution, of course, for this too.
You could also unmute yourself if you want, if it's easy to use. Once more, does SDC Verifier contains functionality for application of value loading according to class rules?
We have wave loads for beam elements, but it's based on, if I remember well, that is main error theory. If that answers your question.
Okay.
Do you want more?
One
more?
I can see.
Sorry. Is it possible to import loads from other software or from an Excel file? We are using Bentley Autopipe for piping stress analysis and want to explore SDC Verifier for structural qualification. So it is possible to import laws from Excel file.
Well, pretty much depends on the structure of that results. We could make some scripting because we have also scripting and we can write that, but we need to know the structure of loads and are they applied on elements or so on.
Yeah,
so
I think
it depends.
We could help you if you want to try SDC Verifier. We could help you to import loads from another software or Excel file. Sounds good. Oh, yeah, sounds good.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, dear colleagues, if there are no further questions, I just wanted to let you know that we will send you the recording of the webinar later on, probably tomorrow, I believe, or maybe on Friday maximum. with a link to the recording naturally, and also invitation to the months of webinars, the 4 webinars on new SDC Verifier product that I already announced. So yeah, this I'd like to thank you all for the active participation as usual. If you'd like to try new products, yeah, give us a call, send us a message. So we will be more than happy to provide you with 3-month license for SDC Verifier. And yeah, feel free for our existing users, feel free to update your version of SDC Verifier and continue working with us. Thank you, and I wish you all great rest of your day, and we talk soon again.